Hello, I'm Richard Morecroft and welcome to Letters and Numbers, where we invite you to play along with the games or just sit back and watch others test their skills. And here to give a little bit of help and guidance along the way is the mathematician who brings meticulous method to a sometimes mad world, Lily Serna.
Hi, Richard.
Hello, Lily. So, ready for tonight?
Vamonos. Let's go.
Ready for action. Let's go. And our man of letters and word adjudicator, David Astle.
Hi, Richard.
Hello, David. Now, what have you got lined up for us tonight?
I'm going to tease people at home with a riddle about what we're talking about in a little while, and that is what links Barack Obama, Harry Potter, Santa Claus, and a chocolate eclair.
Ooh, I'm going to have to think about that one for a while. And on to the people in the spotlight tonight, our contestants. First up, our carryover champion, retired computer consultant and part-time IT lecturer, Peter Smith. Welcome again, Peter.
Thanks, Richard.
Now, Peter, you were there right at the cutting edge of computing 47 years ago. What sort of things were you doing?
I was working on a computer called CIRAC, which is built by the CSIR, as it was in those days, not long after the Second World War, at Melbourne University.
And how big was that computer
That
there?
computer would have filled the studio comfortably.
And how powerful was it?
Oh, for its day, immense. By comparison with today's computers, think of the cheapest, smallest mobile phone you can get, and that would beat it hands down.
So a computer the size of this studio was less powerful than a mobile phone?
That's right. And it's now in the Melbourne Museum, of all things. And all I can say is I'm glad I'm not in there with it.
No, well, you're not. You're here and competing with us tonight, so good luck. And ready to challenge Peter is Christopher Weldon, a writer who has moved house 57 times. Well, welcome, Christopher.
Thank you.
How come you've moved house so often?
There has never really been one real reason for it. Sometimes it was a big important move for a new job that my parents had. Sometimes it was because the shower head was a bit dodgy and we liked a new one.
Very good reasons, but was all of that within Australia?
Mostly in Queensland, a bit in the Northern Territory, and then since living by myself, I've managed to move by myself to Canberra and now to Melbourne.
So you're keeping up a fine tradition?
Absolutely.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Welcome tonight, Peter Smith and Christopher Weldon. Let's begin, as we always do, with the letters game. The contestant who uses the most letters in their word, of course, will get the points. Peter is our carryover champion. Pleasure to have you back.
Thank
Please
you,
make
Richard.
the first choice of letters.
Okay. Lily, could we start with a consonant, please?
We certainly could. Thanks, Peter. Starting with an R.
And another consonant?
T.
And another consonant?
Another T.
Oh dear. Okay, how about a vowel?
O.
And another vowel?
I.
And a consonant?
B.
And another vowel?
U.
And another consonant?
G.
And we might finish with another vowel. Thanks, Lily.
And lastly, E.
Thank you, Lily. Our first 30 seconds. First word for the night, Peter. How did you go?
6, Richard.
And what about you, Christopher?
I got 6 also.
Let's start with your 6, please.
Butter.
And yours, Peter?
Exactly the same.
Well, we're going to have a telepathic evening, I can see. Thank you both for verifying. No problems there, David.
No, very pat. Well done. Good, good for 6. And I only went one better, adding an I in this case for tribute as a possible 7.
So, great start for both Peter and Christopher, 6 points each. Let's roll on to our second Thursday night letters game, and Christopher, your choice this time.
Sure thing, Richard. Lily, can I get a consonant, please?
You can. Thanks, Christopher. Starting with an R.
And another consonant.
T.
And another.
P.
Can I have a vowel now, please, Lily?
I.
And another vowel.
Another I.
And another vowel.
E.
And another consonant.
S.
Another consonant.
K.
And another vowel, please.
And lastly, A.
And here's the clock. So, Christopher, how did you go with your first selection for the program?
I got a 7.
That sounds great. Peter, how did you go?
I only get 6, I'm afraid.
Let's hear your 6 first, please.
Spiker, S-P-I-K-E-R.
Interesting word. We'll come to that in a moment. But what about you, Christopher?
I got pirates.
Pirates. Very nice. We've had pirates a couple of times with the parrot on the shoulder and
That's right.
the wooden leg.
And no surprise that the word pirates has an R in it, is it? Pirates is good. And just for the record, let's check spiker, because that does sound an interesting word. But is it a word? I was thinking of a volleyball player, but actually spiker is a word, a stag with his first set of antlers. It's a lovely word. However, pirates gets the money with 7, and there is parities in there as well. P-A-R-I-T-I-E-S, which is states of equality.
Thank you, David. Strong scoring for Christopher there, 7 points. Well, we're moving on to our first numbers game next, and Peter, it was one of the toughest numbers competitions in a long time last night. You came up with some real doozies.
Oh,
What do you think tonight?
it can only get better, Richard.
Good luck.
Thank you. Lily, could I have, as before, 4 small and 2 large, please?
4 small and 2 large. Thanks, Peter. And our first set of numbers are 6, 1, 7, 9, and the 2 large, 25 and 75, and the target treat, 208.
Let's head there right now. Well, it was a struggle last night, wasn't it, Peter? But how did you go this time?
1 off, 207.
Nice work. Christopher?
Much further, 218.
Just a bit further off the mark. But Peter, take us to your target, please.
Well, I had 25 plus 75 for 100.
25 plus 75 is 100.
And then I have 9 minus 7 for 2.
9 minus 7 is 2.
Multiply the 2 together to get 200.
200.
Add the 1 and add the 6
Add the 1 and the 6.
and get 207.
207.
So, well done, Peter. Lily, did you calculate your way through to that target?
I did, and here's how I did it. 25 by 9 plus 1 gives you 250. Now, 6 by 7 is 42, and if you take that away, it gives you 208.
Very nice. Thanks, Lily, and good to see Peter almost on the target precisely there, so 7 points to him. That means that Peter and Christopher are level pegging on 13 each as we head into our first break tonight, and your first word mix, acing map. And the clue this time, military, advertising and political. Back after the break.